Hello, I'm Rock, brand manager for Lanikai Ukuleles, and today we're going to talk about general care of really any ukulele. Just some general tips to keep your ukulele in fine condition. First of all, it may seem obvious, but hot extreme or cold extreme, that is not a good thing for the ukulele. And a lot of people might forget and leave a ukulele in the back of their car or something like that. That's extremely bad for the ukulele, as well as leaving it in the car in wintertime. So you always want to keep it as much as room temperature as possible. And then the other thing that people often forget are dry and wet conditions. Those are not good for the ukulele either. So you want to keep those just a normal room temperature and not too dry, not too wet. And then finally, avoid direct sunlight and avoid heating or cooling ducts, because sunlight obviously can fade the finish of a ukulele, and the heating or cooling ducts are much like the hot or the cold. That constant air can affect the playability of the uke. So avoid any extreme with your ukulele. A good rule of thumb is if you're not comfortable in those conditions, chances are your ukulele is not comfortable either. So keep that in mind. And then general tip, always wipe off your strings when you're finished. When you're done with that, that just keeps the ukulele in good condition as you play. But also keep it in standard tune. Don't let the tuning drift too high or too low. Always try to use a tuner and keep it in standard tuning. If you tune it too high, you can put extra tension on the bridge, and that's not good for the instrument. If you keep it too low, the strings can rattle, and then the neck changes because it's not used to the constantly changing tension on the neck like that. So keep it in standard tune is a good rule of thumb as well. Keep it in the bag or the case. This helps with the extremes we talked about in temperature-wise. So, and now some people keep them on stands in their living room. They keep them on the wall, and that's okay as long as it's a consistent temperature and it's not in the heating and cooling duct, as we mentioned before. And a quick note about fingerboard and bridge care, because fingerboards are what are known as open pore. In other words, there's no finish on the fingerboard, and the same for the bridge here. So after many hours of playing, you might notice some dirt or some grime that might come on this open pore. You just want to lightly clean it with a dry cloth. You don't want to put any finish or anything on the open pore, but you want to wipe it off with a dry cloth as much as possible. And then once you've done that, you could coat it with a very light coating of lemon oil, which is available in most hardware stores, or bore oil, which is what's used for clarinets. And so you do those coatings maybe once, twice a year. That's enough to keep the fingerboard and the bridge hydrated. So hopefully those tips will help you get many years of satisfaction from your ukulele.